Hi family, welcome back to Black Girl Who Manifests. If you're new here, my name is Sasha, and on this channel, we explore spiritual truths from the motherland and explore how African cosmologies help us walk in our power. Today, we're exploring supreme creators from across the continent. So the original forces that brought everything into being. So we're going basically everywhere in every region in Africa. So we're going from north to south, west to east, and Central Africa too. So essentially these names, these stories, they reflect a shared truth that creation begins with spirit and the divine is never ever far from us. So together, we're going to walk through these sacred names and what they reveal about our spiritual inheritance. So I'm going to start with Olodumare. It begins in West Africa with the Yoruba people of Nigeria. And Olodumare is the supreme creator, so formless, beyond any human characteristics we can give. So it's beyond gender, it's all powerful. And Olodumare created the universe and entrusted the Orishas. So these are the divine forces like Ogun, Oshun, Ashu, and so on to manage its affairs. If you want to know more about the Orishas, please watch my previous video. So Olodumare is not usually worshipped directly. So instead, people align with Olodumare through the Orishas and through personal connection with their Ori, who is the diviner inner self and also can be known as the destiny of self too. So the Yoruba people, they see the universe as ordered, as purposeful and alive with energy, which would be the Ashe. And Olodumare is the source of that energy. So moving from the west to north, so we're talking about Kemet, ancient Kemet, which is also known as ancient Egypt. The original creator is Ra-Atum. So basically, it's kind of like a combination god. So Ra is the sun god, and Ra emerged from the waters of Nun and created the world through the power of speech and thought. And then he created other gods, so Shu, Tefnut, Geb, and so on. And they brought forth, right, the air, moisture, sky, and so on. Ra's journey across the sky each day, and through, I can say, the underworld each night symbolized the cycle of life and death and rebirth. And so basically that eternal rhythm was seen as like a sacred order or ma'at. So in Kemetic thought, humans are divine beings and we have a multi-part soul. So that includes Ka, which is the life force, Ba, which is the personality or the essence of our being. So moving into Central Africa, so like Congo, Angola, and other regions and countries in that area, essentially the Bantu-speaking peoples of this region, they honor Nzambi Mpungu. So that is the supreme creator for them. So Nzambi created the visible world, which would be called the Ku Nseke, and the invisible world, the Ku Mpemba. I hope my pronunciation is good. I've been practicing before filming. And that is associated with the cosmic order, so justice and spiritual energy. So Nzambi gave humans the knowledge to interact with spirit through Nkisi. So these are the sacred objects and things that hold power. And these objects are tools, essentially, used for healing, justice, protection. And of course, you have to use them with guidance from the ancestors. So Nzambi is not typically represented in physical form, not usually. The divine presence is understood through nature, of course, ancestors, rituals, and dreams. So now moving to the east of Africa, where I am from, we have Ngai. So this is the supreme creator, specifically of the Gikuyu and the Maasai peoples. So Ngai is associated with the sky, the sun, thunder, and rain. And for the Kikuyu people, Ngai resides on Mount Kenya. That's the story. And for the Maasai Ngai is linked to Mount Kilimanjaro. So Ngai is the creator, the sustainer, providing rain for crops and other agricultural activities for people, life, really giving life to people and animals, and judgment whenever necessary. So they invoke Ngai through prayer, sacrifice, and essentially moral living. So both groups understand Ngai as being tied to nature. So these are, they have sacred trees, mountains, rainstorms. They believe that these are signs of divine presence. So moving down to Southern Africa, the Zulu people believe in Unkulunkulu, the Great Old One, also known as, and this is essentially the first being to come or emerge from the reeds, which are the Olanga. The Unkulunkulu created humanity, animals, plants, and land. So it's not like a sky god, but a being who came from the earth and formed the world from within it, essentially. And, Unkulunkulu is honored as creator, yes, as the supreme one. The Zulu also emphasize the importance of the ancestors, as all African spiritualities do. So the ancestors are referred to as the Amadlozi, who are believed to intercede in the lives of the living, as ancestors do. So the Zulu spiritual system sees creation as a process that continues through the bloodline. So through blood, through memory. And I just wanted to return to West Africa, where we are meeting Nyame. So this is the sky god of the Akan people. And Nyame is seen as the all-knowing, all-seeing creator, often paired with Asaseya, so that is the earth goddess. And together they represent the dual forces of heaven and earth and spirit and matter. Nyame created all living beings and set the order of life in motion. Their wisdom is embedded in the Adinkra symbols. I'm sure you've seen it all over. These are essentially sacred patterns that express spiritual truth, morals, and so on. So though Nyame is distant in daily life, they are invoked through prayer, festivals as well, and of course, ritual offerings, especially when seeking justice, rain, or protection. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to honor the powerful creative forces across the continent. So, these names, these stories and traditions, they may come from different regions and languages and cultures, but they do speak a sacred truth that creation is sacred and the universe is so spiritual. And life itself is rooted in order, balance, spiritual hierarchy, and divine intelligence. So in every tradition, the supreme creator is not so far above, or not just far above, but also near, present and reflected in you, reflected in nature, reflected in your ancestors. And it's really just a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for joining me in this journey across Africa's supreme beings and spiritual landscape, if I could call that. So, if this video expanded your perspective, if you learned something, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, and drop a comment if you are proud to walk in the legacy of your spiritual inheritance, of your divinity. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and Threads and TikTok too. I'll keep the conversation going, and let's keep the culture going, most importantly. So thank you so much. Until next time, see you guys.